This is an overview of week 2 in English 1, 2, 3. In week 2, we're going to take the topic that we selected in week 1 in that issue to persuasion assignment 1-7, and we're going to develop it further on the path to a final persuasive essay. In Module 2, there are a number of activities in the Mind Edge that will help you prepare for the writing notes, which is the culmination of this week's assignments. We have a creating keywords, and when we create the keywords here in this Mind Edge exercise, we're going to look for terms that are related to the topic that we've chosen. Now, you may still be exploring if that's the topic you want, but these exercises will help you fine tune and make decisions. So these are completion exercises. You'll put down the main topic. Perhaps you want to write about social media or perhaps something else, subtopics, and it shares with you several ways to brainstorm, and that may be sketching out clustering like this. You can do lists. There's several different kinds of pre-writing activities that you can choose. After that, you'll be able to go through and see the databases. There are several databases that are very helpful. You can choose this CQ, which gives you a list of many different topics and has a lot of information on each one. The Gale opposing viewpoints also will give you many different resources. They're going to help carry you through. They're going to lead you through the many sources that are available in the databases. From there, you're going to do a database search. And the database search, will be help you begin to find sources and evidence that are related to your topic. So you simply will go into one of these databases, use one of your search terms, and then submit perhaps what you find there. Finally, we're going to go to the assignment, the writing notes, and this is really the first big step towards our final essay. And in the writing notes, it is asking you to examine these points, particularly your argument, your audience, the goal, key points, potential resources, and evidence. As we go through, you'll see that it asks you to write about your argument, how it relates to your major. Make sure it's debatable. You need to be able to identify, define, and describe two opposing viewpoints on your topic. After you have done that, you want to identify possible challenges. You are going to define your audience. Remember, your audience isn't me, it's not your peers. We are more like your editors or your colleagues. We're going to help you complete this. In a persuasive essay, the audience is that group of people that you want to persuade. If you are writing about childcare and childcare credit, then you may want to be addressing those who can have an effect on the laws on childcare in this country. So you'll identify the audience and then talk about the challenges that you might encounter convincing them. And then establish a goal. The goal will be what you would like to see happen. Now, again, if it was childcare, perhaps you want to see a permanent rise, a permanent increase in childcare credit across the country so that people can afford to have daycare. And that's your goal. When we talk about key points that support the argument, these need to be very distinct, very clear. They're not the background or the history or what laws might come into effect or who. Key points are specific reasons that the argument you make is valid. If we were talking about childcare, a key point might be the uh, limitation on families in economically because of the cost of childcare. Another key point might be the ability to increase workers in the workplace by having the freedom to have a family and a job. And a third might be the ability to have work-life balance in order to be more productive. So those would be three key points. Next, it's going to ask that you include resources that might support those key points. So you've gone to the databases and done a little search. Let's share two resources, and it's not just CQ Researcher or Gale or a database or Google. It should be specific articles or essays, articles that deal with the topic. And then finally, it explains how you plan to integrate the evidence into the essay. And that evidence is the research. Where will you put it? Specifically, how will you use the evidence, the research in your essay? So let's take a quick look at the rubric here. We have the argument, and there is a 15% for that. There is the audience, the goal, your key points, your resources, the evidence, how the evidence would be effectively integrated. Where will you place it? And then basic spelling, grammar, and clarity of your writing.